So today is a big day because we're officially kind of again learning about the angles of a triangle, which I feel like we've known this for a long time, that all the angles of a triangle add up to what? You are right, 180 degrees. And so this is a nice visual for showing why that's true. So if you were to take any triangle and rip off a corner of each like each of the three corners, like rip them off, and then stack them together, those three angles would always form a straight line. And how many degrees in a straight line? Right, 180. So angles in a triangle, any three angles always add up to 180. If you happen to have a right triangle, you have another 90 degrees, like kind of already, right? So then the other two angles would have to add up to 90. And what is the name of angles that add up to 90? You're right, complementary. These are angles that add up to 90. So in a right triangle, the acute angles add up to 90, which is complementary. So they're going to give us some angles, and we got to find the missing one, right? So here, we've done this a couple times. Like, you have a couple choices, right? You could say 85 plus 43 is 128. And then you could say 180 minus 128 is 52 degrees. That's one way to do it. Add up the angles, then subtract from 180. Or you could do like 180 minus 90 is 90, kind of subtracting this angle, and then 90 minus 38 is going to be 52. Oh, that just happens to be the same answer, but another way to do it. Here I've got two triangles that kind of overlap in the same picture. In this triangle I got a 90 and a 50. That one's not too hard to do in my head and see that that's 40 degrees. And then I've got a big triangle here. If this is 40, if I just kind of look at the big triangle here, I got a 40 and a 90, so that guy is 50. That should make sense too. Getting a little harder here with number 4, it said to mark on the picture that ABD is 35. ABD is this little angle right in there, 35. So maybe before I look at the actual questions, I'm just going to figure some out by myself. Like, I look here and see, okay, there's a triangle. Let's see, 90 minus 35, wouldn't that be 55 here? So BAD is 55 degrees. And then BDC, that's right next door there, that would be another 90. Then I notice here, remember that was a 35, that has to add up to 90, so this guy's got to be 55, that's DBC. And then here, in this triangle, that's got to be 35. So there's a lot of the same answers, but just looking at the little mini triangles and the big triangle. A question we're going to see a lot is like number 5, where they're giving us like a variable, and we've got to write an equation. So I got to add up the 90 plus the 8x plus the 1x to equal 180. If I subtract 90 from both sides, 8x plus 1x is 90, and 90 divided by 9 is 10. It's kind of an easy one. There might be some not trickier, but like maybe a little bit harder ones on the homework, but I'm sure you can handle that, adding them up to 180. So most of that we kind of knew already, but here's the part that's new. It's this idea of what we call an exterior angle. What does the word exterior mean? You're right, exterior means an angle outside the triangle. So an exterior angle is outside of I'll just put a little symbol here for a triangle. So this is an exterior angle right here. So exterior angle is outside the triangle, angle BCD. Or in this picture here, angle 1 is my exterior angle. Remote interior angles. Well, interior means inside, so they've got to be inside the triangle. What does remote mean? When you turn on your TV with the remote, are you turning it on from close up or far away? far away, right? So interior angles are inside and remote is far away. So I'm just going to give the numbers here. It's angle 3 and angle 4 are inside and kind of what we call far away from angle 1. Now we've got several relationships now in this picture. So we know that angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 here, this is going to add up to 180 because it makes a triangle. The exterior and adjacent interior angle, that's these two. Well, we've been seeing this for a long time. That's one of our sunsets. They're going to make a straight line. They're going to add up to 180. And then we're going to show you in a minute why this is true. The sum of the remote interior angles is always going to equal the exterior angle. Or in other words, in our picture here, angle 3 plus angle 4 is going to equal angle 1. And it's basically kind of a puzzle, and we'll show that here in this example with number 6. So in number 6, I see a 58 and a 72. So 58 and 72, if I add those up, I'm going to get 130. And if I subtract 130 from 180, this angle inside there is going to be 50. And I got that from all the angles of a triangle add up to 180. This angle here, though, angle 1, that makes a straight line with the 50, so that's 130. I'll write it on the picture, 130. And then here's the double check. 58 plus 72, I just did it over there, adds up to 130. The sum of the remote interior always equals the exterior. Here in number 7, I'm doing the same problem, but just like a little bit different order. 131 and angle 1, those make a straight line. So I can subtract from 180, angle 1 is 49 degrees. 49 degrees. If I want to find angle 2, I'm going to add up 112 plus 49. It was like 161. If I subtract 161 from 180, I get 19 degrees in here. And again, I have this double check that 19 plus 112 is going to add up to 131. The sum of the remote interior equals the exterior. Now, you don't always have to use that rule. You can kind of get away with adding up the straight line and adding up the triangle to 180. But in one like number 8, you're kind of forced to use the rule because all you know are these two expressions and this expression. The sum of the remote interior is equal to the exterior. And I could solve this here by subtracting, and I'm going to subtract 16. So 36 equals x, so x is 36. Yep. Sum of the remote interior equals the exterior. So those are a lot of rules there, but they're all tied into angle measures of a triangle.